Yeah.
So we'll let some people come on. This is where I let people come on. You know, my lighting, but that's okay.
Huh.
It's just darker than I normally. I got it set in my area the way I wanted to.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Welcome back from
She threw me off because she commented. I'm like, how you commenting and you on here? That threw me off for a second because I was about to say, hey, New England Betty Boop. What is going on? But yeah, we let some people come on. And yeah, Thomas, this is Andrew. Andrew, this is Thomas.
Andrew.
He's Mr. Tucker X.
Andrew is the Posh Den, and you're Pasha Dude X.
Pasha Dude X. I see him on there. Yeah, I see him on there.
And and Thomas is from Plainfield, New Jersey, and they're from New York. He likes New Yorkers because he can relate to New Yorkers.
Yeah, New Jersey is like, yeah, we're like junior New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent some time in Newark and Orange and
yeah, definitely. So I'm glad you guys could be on. There's C. Hey C, what's going on, girlfriend? I just saw you on the chat, right? It's like you found us. So yeah, we're doing this, Tucker Talks every Tuesday, and we want to do different things. And I definitely love bringing couples on. And, Lissette is always on here on everybody else's chat. So I was like, come on, even though she was on a couple weeks ago with a bunch of ladies.
Yeah.
But since we're doing this, I want to do some different things, And there's Girly Girl Hubs. Hey, Bill. Hey, Lori. What's going on, friends?
Hey, Bill.
And hey, Span. What's going on? Oh my gosh. And there's Mickey. So Lissette, people are saying happy birthday to you. It is Lisette's birthday. She has today. She's a part of the 50 Club. Hello, 50. Yeah. So I'm so glad everybody welcome. Thank you for joining. Leave a comment. So as people, you're on the other end today. For people who don't know it, this is Lissette and her husband, Andrew. And Lissette, he is New England Betty Boop, but she's Posh is My Purpose on Instagram and Poshmark. And Andrew is the Posh Den. So why don't you guys just go into like a quick introduction? You can say whatever, talk about yourselves.
You gonna go first?
I would like
to
So, hi, I'm Lissette, guys. Posh is My Purpose, as Leslie said. We used to do flea markets like before our children were born, a little over 25 years ago, right? We're together almost 30 years. So we started with flea markets and just buying wholesale, stuff like that, and selling things wherever we worked. The staff, we had kids, and he worked sanitation, and he did that for 7 years.
Yeah, 27 years.
Yeah. And am I coming in and out?
Yeah, you're coming in and out.
You can hear okay?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I feel it.
Sanitation for 27 years, right?
Yeah. So then, we had the kids and we kind of had opposite schedules so that we could be home with the kids and stuff like that. And eventually we go to daycare. We had that for about 15 years. And we came back to reselling probably about 5 years or so. These guys peeps ready. So we just came back to reselling about 5 years ago. Andrew started first with Poshmark and Macari, and then he kept trying to get me to come, to join. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. And we moved from Brooklyn to Massachusetts about 3 years ago. And then that's when I started with Poshmark and Macari and stuff like that. So that's and we have 3 children, 24, 21, and our baby, not such a baby, will be 13 in August.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, first of all, why did you make the move from New York to Massachusetts?
Well, Andrew was retiring, and New York was very expensive. Just in general, everything. We felt like we were just working just to live, just to survive. We couldn't buy a house there, and we had a house in Massachusetts for about 10 years already. And my parents had been here. So we decided that we wanted to go to that. It was just financially a better move, you know. So just took the plunge.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. You have any questions?
Introduce yourself, darling.
Well, I haven't really done our biography to them. They don't really know about us.
You can go ahead.
Oh well, similar to Andrew, I was a professional firefighter in the town of Plainfield for 25 years. I've always been an entrepreneur. Just pretty much sounds like you guys. I've always done flea markets. I've always sold on Craigslist, Poshmark, eBay, stuff out of the house. I sold some stuff out of the house today, but I've always been an entrepreneur. Right. And so I guess my first question is, how did you two meet? Because it sounds like y'all are like really like-minded, similar to us. You know, you're about selling, reselling.
Well, we actually, I worked in the King Plaza Mall in Brooklyn. Probably when I was 14, I started working there. And we met when I worked first in Naples. And he was on
Are you moving around? You having a little technical difficulty?
No, we're not moving.
Okay, there you go.
Internet here is so bad. We miss New York because we have the best, but it's awful. Sorry. That's why usually I'm in my car. Like,
okay.
I told him we should sit in the car. And he said, "I think that was our car." I'm like, "No, it's just the internet's better."
Yeah, this is like very laid back. Everyone, you totally understand about like having internet issues, right? Everybody knows that. The New England Betty Boop, we know what's going on, girl. So I'm gonna take a pause. I'll probably say it more than once tonight. We want to say happy birthday to Lissette. Lissette is in the 50 club today. Okay, as people join.
50-50.
So you were 14.
Hi guys.
You were working at
the
mall.
So we actually, well, we didn't talk to each other at that point. We just, but he worked the mall as well. And when I worked for Tom McCann, look, he's shaking his head. When I worked for Tom McCann, remember Tom McCann? I know you do. I should do X.
Yes.
You probably still sell them. So he actually, there was 2 stores. There was one in the bottom, the lower level, and one upstairs, and he worked upstairs. So we kind of met like that. And he was a snot nose, and I didn't like him at first. So
I'm gonna pause you. So Quimby is saying maybe you should come back on your phone. Do you have a tablet or a phone?
We have the phone. All right, let me go get the I'm gonna try it on the phone.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, because we want to hear you clear, because we can kind of hear you, but of course if it's affecting the audience, and this is laid back, you know, we're not on TV, we're not getting, you know.
So Andrew, I'll just ask you quick. You were in a job for 27 years. What did you like about the job, and what did you not like about having a job?
I liked everything about my job. Everything.
Me too.
I used to love to go to work. I love to go to work every day.
Yeah.
It was like a party almost every day.
Yeah.
And you know, but what got me is, you know, after a while, the younger generation, they're a lot different from us. So as happens with all generations, you know. And you know, they want to do what I do. I'm there 25, 27 years, and they want to do what I do. It's like, you know, you can't do that. You know,
you got to pay your dues.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. And I paid many. Trust me. 9/11, Sandy, you know, we did the snowstorms. We did everything.
Wow.
You know, I did almost everything on the job. I drove your sweeper. I picked up garbage. You know, I towed trucks, worked in the garage, everything. You know, 27 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know all that. That's exciting. But just like you said, like they want to know everything, but then also they don't want to put the time in too, right? or they want things to
and
come.
they don't want to do the work.
Yeah, they don't want to do the work.
They don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
The new generation, they're not built the way we're built.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to learn from the older guys.
Another thing, they seem like they think they have a right to this.
Yeah.
Anytime the phone rings, they will stop what they're doing and get on the phone. Like, I've seen that on the fire ground because, you know, like I said, I was a fireman. I've seen guys stop what they're doing and get on the phone. You know, what are you doing on the phone? Well, it's an emergency. I said, that's why you call Central Dispatch and they call us on the radio. You don't touch your phone.
Exactly.
You know, they want to be on their phone all the time. Like, well, it's break time. Time to get a phone. No, it's not break time. No. That's right. That generation, you know.
Yeah,
that's they think everything is instant coffee, you know, right away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Well,
and
it's not like that.
Is good. Yeah, I like it. I like it slow brewed. That's for sure.
You know, everything I do, I try to do it slow and learn and pay my dues.
Yeah,
You know, get those hard knocks, and then eventually everything smooths out.
yeah,
You know?
definitely. Yeah.
But,
So, the Grateful Queen Quimby says the sound is fine when it's just Andrew. So I wonder if Lissette had her phone volume on or something. Well, they're having an internet thing, but maybe like where she was in front of him because he's still moving slow, but you can hear the volume a little bit. So it wasn't really the volume; it's like the moving. So if she comes back on her phone, it'll be much better. That happens sometimes. That the laptop, because Thomas does that sometimes too. It says Thomas is right. Generational thing with the phones. Yeah, that's Wendy. Yeah, you understand. So quick, ship quick. Hello, friends. LOL. I want my brother to not touch his phone while on shift, especially during probation. Definitely, especially when they first start, right? You do not want any problems. Who's that? Hugo? Then instant coffee. So true. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, you're up in the up there.
All right, we're gonna switch to the phone.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, they're switching over. So how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? What's the weather like where you're located? We want to hear from you why Andrew and Lissette are switching over to the phone, which should give them the screen to be smaller, but we'll still have conversation. We'll probably have to bring them on again because the conversation is great. Yeah, definitely. I knew you and Andrew would hit it off. So what's going on, C? Tell everybody what you're up to. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I know it's kind of a crazy episode right now, but this is real life. That's, if you know me, it's all about real life. There's no fake, no phony, and nothing is edited here. And drop your it's 95 in Cali. Oh my gosh, Quimby, that's crazy. Have you been out on your normal bike rides and everything? Okay, here they come. Let's see.
All right.
Right there, you guys are definitely frozen right there. So I'm grateful to ship out 12. Oh, that's great. So Quimby she does a lot on eBay. She started on eBay first. It's 70s in Kentucky. That is awesome. Gorgeous in New Jersey. Yeah, you're not that far from us, Lori. So it's really nice today. Lori's in Southern New Jersey. Is just trying to stay woke. There you go. Oh my gosh, so much better. You should have started with that. There you go.
Yeah, we just can't see you. It's so small.
I see you. I see you.
I can see you, and everybody else can. That's all that matters. You can hear us, right? You're moving. You were like frozen. You were like, it was almost like you were doing a robot or something.
We were talking about the job. Since you left your job, what inspired you? Because like you were saying, toward the end of my career, I started, seeing the writing on the wall, the new guys are coming in, and I started basically doing a lot of internet searching for what I was going to do, and I decided to start reselling at that time. So, how did you guys? I think you said you were already doing it while you were working, correct?
Well, I was doing a little Macari, I was doing it here and there, just stuff that, like, if I paid $200 for a polo coat for my son, I didn't want to just give it away the next 6 months later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would go on Macari, throw it up there, and somebody would buy it, even if it was for $30 or whatever. I didn't care. As long as it's going to a good home, I'm not throwing it in the garbage. So that's pretty much how I started Macari. And then when I retired in 2017, I started. After a couple of months, I laid in the bed for about
Yeah,
3
you
months.
deserve that. Yeah.
But after a while, it's like I got to do something. So I started looking into Macari, then I realized Posh had started accepting men.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with Posh, and looking at Posh, I'm like, Lissette, this is perfect for you because you're like social, and she was with Facebook, this, that. So I said, you need to try this. She was reluctant at first, but after a while, she was like, okay, I'll try it. And you know how it is now. You know what she does now.
Yeah.
She conversates. She's all over it. So, I think
yes, she is. She's the social butterfly. She's down with the kings.
Mm-hmm.
She winning all the contests. I think it's still rigged though. Look at it.
I want to give Mogi Beth a shout out. I got my box.
Mogi Beth, wow. See,
thank you.
Yeah, Mogi Beth, that was a beautiful box.
Nice. Yeah, she is usually moderating. She comes on like all the lives and just showing so much support in the community. And so for people who don't know it, I took my podcast on the road in November. Can you guys believe it was November? It just seems like
November.
November 2019. And I went to Massachusetts, and Andrew and Lissette came, and they were part of 9 other people who came and did the podcast with me. And then we went out to eat. We broke bread with each other. And then that's how this wonderful relationship started. I've been wanting Thomas to meet them for the longest time. So like definitely when this everything calms down, we can hit New York or something like that. That would be awesome.
Yes, definitely. Meet in the middle somewhere.
Definitely. So like talk about what is it like raising your 3 children? So that this is what we want. We want to be able to talk about like, parenting and all kinds of stuff and not just be, reselling all the time. So what has it been like raising 2 sons and a daughter?
It's been amazing. I mean, we're kind of 8 years apart, so we have we bring kind of 2 different perspectives because 8 years is a big difference. Like I'm kind of like more lenient and he's a little more strict, and we kind of like, I say that for a reason because it's it's valid.
Yeah.
But where I would let them do certain things and he would be like, why are you letting them do that? Like, no, they have to be in bed at 9 o'clock, and I was more lenient. So we kind of balance each other out. So our kids are
8 years coming.
Yeah. So they're kind of resilient in that way. They kind of adapt well to different changes because we've always done that. So it kind of, I feel, prepares them for anything, But it's been amazing. I mean, our oldest daughter and our son live at our house about a mile away, and we live here with my parents.
Okay.
And our youngest son. So, we're here for our parents. And we, it's been great. I mean, our kids are amazing. And our daughter is a reseller. She along with her other job, but she does Poshmark now. Her boyfriend does Poshmark. So, it's definitely, what do you have to say? I feel like I'm the only one talking,
We'll get to him.
I mean, it's been great. It's, when we had the daycare for 15 years, all of our kids were always a part of that. They were like very into what we were doing and a part of the whole business. So they saw that us work hard. They saw, when I did walkthroughs with the parents to kind of, to show them what the facility was about. Aiden, which is our youngest now, he was only like maybe between 4 and 7 then. He would walk with the children while we walk with the parents and, introduce them to the place. So they kind of got to see what we did. They know that we're hard workers. When Andrew had a chance to bring them to work, he would. With reselling now, the kids help me. My youngest son helps me package, or he'll, get the stuff for me. So, they see us working. They know how hard it is.
Yeah, it's very.
You can make money. Sorry?
Say that last part again.
So that you can really make money reselling. You can really make a living out of it.
Yeah, you definitely sound a lot like us, and which is great, which I appreciate. The difference only is like the length of time. Like Thomas and I have only known each other for 8.5 years. You know,
Well,
so
there's another big factor.
yeah,
We
so
only
it's a
have
big
3
factor.
children.
Yes.
We only have 3 children.
Yes, so you only have 3 children, but like we have, like Andrew was like, well, why are you talking about the age? It's an 8-year difference, but for us, it's a 12-year difference in age. You know, I'm 50, so add 12 on that, okay? So, but and it's similar. It's like he's a little bit more strict. I'm a little bit more laid back, but he will say, what would you say about that? He says it's the mom. He says because we're moms and men are different. That's
right.
Most men are different.
Yeah.
I mean, some of my friends to me are kind of soft, but most men.
Yeah.
But I have a question to ask you guys. Being that you're from New York, right? And I found that I make friends. Most of my friends down here are actually transplants from New York. And Miss Gloria, Domingo, well, Grady, he's from Philly. But most of my good friends I made down here are New Yorkers, and I think that us from North Jersey, New York, have a little bit more drive. And
yeah.
Do you find that to be true as well?
Yes, the hustle. We have it for sure. For sure. Absolutely. And we were like kind of from the old school where customer service was a big thing, and you know, doing the best that we could for people, like you know, as soon acknowledging someone as soon as they're in your space or in the, you know, and not too much, but respectfully, and you know, not just expecting that, oh, you know, you're gonna give me your money and that's it. It's not a, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this before you go on. Do you still have your laptop on?
No. Oh, do I?
Yeah, because Quimby is saying it sounds like your volume is bouncing off or something. So just check to make sure your laptop is not still on.
Thank you, Quimby.
So this is a good one. Look at Lara. Look what she said.
So I have a
hi Lara.
Okay, so I just want to acknowledge everyone. So Maria came in, Lori's here, Laura's here.
Hi,
thank you guys, everybody for
coming. Thank you for all my birthday wishes on Instagram.
Hi, Lily. It is definitely Lizette's birthday. Thumbs up.
Cheers.
Quimby's taking Lizette's place today by moderating. We got Wendy helping out over there. Thumbs up, everyone. Go ahead, sweetie.
I wrote down a bunch of questions for you guys.
Come on, bring the questions.
That's what he wants. He's like, what are we going to talk about? I said, they're going to ask questions. Don't worry. He's like, all right. Just wants to make sure there's questions.
I was watching Joe Rogan today, and he was interviewing, I don't know if you know who Joe Rogan is, but he's a former kickboxer and comedian. He does interviews. And he was interviewing Kevin Hart, and he was talking about things that you need to inspire you. Is there something or somebody that inspires you to keep doing what you're doing?
Well, he inspires me.
I'm so inspired. I don't have anybody.
He's a Leo. He doesn't need to, he just has his own thing. Yeah. But he inspires me. I mean, I definitely always, like, he always has my back. He's my number one supporter. Whatever a crazy idea I come up with, he supports me. I've had many throughout the years.
Like a daycare. Mm-hmm.
Well, we actually had 2 daycares. First daycare was with a partner.
Huh?
Say that again?
No, I said no. You said you had 2 daycares, and your first one was with a partner. Is what you said?
Yeah. And the second one we did on our own. So both instances were a little crazy, but yeah, anything that we decided that I decided, you know, any harebrained scheme I came up with, he went along and he supported me, you know.
Yeah, that's partnership. What inspires you, Andrew?
What inspires me?
Yeah.
The same thing that inspires you, Leslie. I watched your show the other day.
Oh.
Listening to you and your husband.
Yeah.
And what I saw that just seeing you on Instagram, and then that show really confirmed it. I think what inspires you is survival. Yeah. You know, just like to make sure you got the food on the table, you know, everybody's good, everybody's comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what inspires me.
Yeah.
I look at my kids, that's what inspires me. When I used to go to work, I see Lissette, she would be sleeping, she'd be comfortable, warm, had a roof over her head. That inspired me. Yeah. You know, that's what inspires me.
Yeah, Thomas and I were talking about this. I think maybe even in a small way. Oh, yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. It's like I don't know what your background is, but I know like me growing up, my mom was on welfare. Thomas grew up in the projects. When you go without, your hustle becomes seriously real.
Yep.
So you put like 100% into it, and then you teach your children the same thing. And just like Andrew said, like that's what makes me happy to see like all 5 of my children now have graduated high school, and the sky is really the limit for them.
That's right.
All the work that I put in was worth it. Everything that I've instilled in them. So I think it's amazing. And the Thomas inspires me every single day. That's how I got started reselling.
Yeah.
That's how I got started, like accidentally, because I wanted to just do something with him. And then it's gotten to this place, and everyone here inspires me. So I think it's an amazing. That was a great question.
I think we're both inspiring each other, because I did start reselling, but now I'm watching what she's doing, which is what I wanted to do. I didn't know about I didn't know how to go about doing it. So now I'm watching her and all the people that are following her in the community. So now I'm taking lessons from her how to get this thing going. Yeah. But in other words, hold on there. We hustlers, baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I want you to know.
Those tough circumstances make the best people.
Listen, I'm one of 8 children.
He's
the oldest of 8 children. And I recall the day my father said to me, I was about 12, you need to get you a job. You're gonna be on your own. I ain't giving you no more lunch money, ain't buying you no more clothes. I'm like, but Dad, I'm 12.
We were talking about that last week.
Serious. So from that day, I had a little job before that, but from that day on, I'm like, my parents have never bought me clothes after I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And that's why, I got into reselling and stuff like that. Even now, I have no problem wearing things that have been pre-worn, except underwear, socks, things like that. but that's how I was raised, because I had 7 siblings raised in the projects with both parents, which was rare.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the comments. First, I want to say, hey Denali, what is going on, friend? Everybody's wishing Lissette happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
I can't resist clicking on this because inquiring minds want to know. Corby said now she want to know what the hair brand were.
I mean, just anything.
How long was the show?
Just put it this way. The first time we opened the daycare, we had no money in the bank. We had no loans. I had just started working. I was only working with Con Edison for about a year, which is a utility company in New York. And we lived in an apartment in New York, and we really didn't have any family to support us financially in any decision that we made. It was us. That's it. We, anything that we ever tried to do before, it was just him and I. So we just opened a daycare with faith and hard work, and the Board of Health giving us a lot of problems to open the building department and everything. So we had to come up with half of everything that we needed for the business. But he looked at me, he's like, how the hell are we going to do it? We have no money, we have nothing. We have no loans, we have nothing. I said, we're going to do it. I said, we're going to find a way and we're going to do it. And we did. We opened the daycare, and it took us probably 6 months longer to open it. So we had to actually pay for the business for 6 months before we could even start it. That was the first one. Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we did it. We did it, and it was successful for 5 years. And then we just parted ways. And that was another kind of harebrained scheme, because we just walked away from that business because it was just a lot of, we just had a lot of bad blood. And I didn't want to go through any financial burdens for my family or for anything. He thought I was crazy. I'm like, God's going to provide, because we always do the right thing. The way I am, in the chat and is the way I am. That's just how I live my life. You do good for people, it's always going to come back to you. And not that you're doing it for that intention, not because I'm, helping you because I want you to help me. That's not how it works. It's just in the universe, and things will come back to you. So we actually just walked away from that daycare, and she couldn't even understand how I did it, the partner that I had at the time. And within not even a year later, we opened our own daycare in a better location where I wanted to be in the first place, double the size, I took double the amount of children, and it was successful.
Nice.
For another 6 years almost, until 10 years actually.
Bureaucracy got involved.
So, and then it became too much. Like, you know, the health department and everything, just, you know, they had their hand out every 5 minutes, and they came to investigate things that they didn't need to all the time. And all these little house daycares that were doing all these things got away with so much, and the city daycares, and then the little small businesses, you know, kind of got the brunt of it. So we just, another thing is we just closed the daycare. We didn't sell it. We just closed it.
Bill is starting trouble here. Bill, it says Andrew and I in the same boat. Wife, harebrained idea.
Well, I don't consider that a harebrained idea, because it lasts. You did both of them for 16 years between the two.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's just when you think about it, or when you start it, it's like, really, like, this is what we're gonna do now. So
they were good ideas.
They were good.
Hey, I mean, you at least did it, right? You did what I talk about doing. You stepped out, right, and did it. There's people who all their life, that's all they're going to talk about, what they're going to do. I want to see what you're going to do. At least try it, right? Try it and fail. Then not try it at all. Absolutely. So I'm gonna just real quick, I just want to highlight a couple people. So Maria started working when she was 14 in the bakery.
Yes.
Anna's been working since 6th grade.
That's right.
But these are people in our age range too. So it's like, you know, you've been working since she was, look, Wendy since she was 9. Wendy is in her 50s. So I love that.
Hey, Wendy. Yeah, so I actually, when I was in high school, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I left my mother's house when I was 13. I went to live with my aunt, and I started high school. I was with my aunt when I was in high school, like the end of junior high and high school. So I started working because I wanted my own money when I was 13, cleaning my landlady's house on the weekend. And it kind of just being around older people has always been like in my heart, like, because you learn so much from them, and they tell you these stories, and there's this whole other life. And I believe that taught me my work ethic.
Yeah.
Always. Like, she would show me pictures of the 1800s in Old Canarsie, and just, you know, it just instilled in me this thing that I have to work, like, I have to provide for myself. Yeah. So by the time I graduated high school, actually I graduated in June when I was 17, and by July, I was living on my own. I left and I just started, and then we met when I was almost 20. And but it's always been that you know, that drive, working and just providing and a better life than you had, and then obviously getting that for your children.
Great, good stuff.
So what defines success for you? How do you define success? Is it cars? Is it money? Is it just the accomplishment?
No, it's being a good person. It's being happy. It's being with the person you love for almost 30 years. I mean, this is it. And it's not always easy. He drives me freaking crazy. But
that's love, baby. That's
what? I don't drive you crazy, honey.
But I don't drive him crazy though. But it's just life. You know,
she said, I don't drive him crazy. The thing I say is, it's all based on, if someone makes you feel something enough that you react, that means you really care about them. When you stop feeling with them, that's when all bets, it's like over. So as long as you're feeling, you can argue and do whatever.
Right.
That's love.
Yeah, that's it. And a lot of
Andrew.
The arguments mean nothing.
Good.
I hold the grudge. She doesn't.
She sit there. She'll hold on to it for 2 weeks, then bring it
not
up.
2 weeks. That's too long. No, not 2 weeks.
Is there something you'd like to share?
So another fun fact.
Okay, let's
Andrew is actually a barber.
Wait, for a second. We want to because Tori's about to go on the Posh. She's getting ready for Poshmark, so she wanted to.
Oh yeah, we gotta go.
Yes. No, you have time. We're gonna go off just in time because
okay, good. Time.
I only have a few minutes, but I wanted to wish Lissette a happy birthday. Yeah.
Thank you, Tori.
Yeah, so as soon as we're done, it'll be perfect time. I want to be there.
Yes. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Go ahead, Speedy. What are you going to say?
I forgot.
Oh, so no, he's a licensed barber. I actually went to beauty school in the early 90s. I took the practical test. I never got my license, but I did work in the salon, 2 salons in my life. So that was another little thing that I had. I tried everything once, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's just a fun fact. Not many people know that.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, like, Lissette, I'm seriously, you totally remind me of like me, because it's like, people were like, how much more can you tell us about what you've done? I'm like, well, we're 50, right? Like, you've done something, right? You've lived, you've tried. And I'm like, it's all trial and error. Because every time I'll come up with something to say, oh, you didn't know this. And I'm like, no, what else are you going to tell us that you've done in your 50 years? So, like, hey.
And
but
what do you think?
It's nice to try different things. It's nice to see what you'll never know if you don't try. Like, you could be missing out on, a whole lifetime, a whole career of something if you didn't try. Like, I actually, I tried to get him to do it with me, but he didn't. I skydived.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't even want to go. He made me go.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Andrew, on that. It's like, I have no desire to jump
We're
out.
all in agreement, because why jump out of a perfectly good plane?
This is coming.
I'm going to tell you.
Wait, and I'm not afraid of anything, but that just never made sense to me.
Well, and this is a man who's in the Air Force. So if he's saying he's not jumping out of a plane,
I've scuba dived. I ran into sharks in the water. I'll do all that, but jumping out of a plane just don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm going to tell you, if you've never done it, it's the most exhilarating feeling of your life. That
I'll pull that R from you. I'm good.
Well, you know what? That's the way I feel about scuba diving. It's very exhilarating. And,
right.
And you could die, but that jumping out of a plane thing. Nope.
Yeah.
If it's my time, it's my time.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, that's your goal, and you did that. So I think that's incredible, because as we talk about in business, everybody has their thing. We go back with the packaging. Let's talk about it. No, like
I do the same thing.
Oh my gosh, with her food.
But I don't put ribbons. I don't do all of that. But I will put a little tissue paper on top. Like I saw a pair of jeans today. I put a little tissue paper, slip it in the box. Sometimes I'll leave a little note. It's just my customer service background. That's all.
Yeah.
Not me.
I hate it.
Get it in the box and get it to the people.
Yeah.
And I've gotten almost zero complaints after years of doing it.
Yeah.
Get it in the box.
It's just that,
get it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that I've always, even at the daycare, like I would, for all their birthdays, it was just a way that I love to make people feel when they're opening something and when, surprise them. It's just always been my thing, even with my own kids. Like like for Christmas, I'd be up to who knows when, the night before, wrapping stuff. He's like, why are you doing that? They're just gonna rip everything open. I'm like, it's the feeling. It's
Yeah.
So
that's
I said, put it in the bag.
Yeah. He said,
put it in the bag.
That is the thing. You'll be up 2-3 o'clock in the morning wrapping, and next thing you know, Thomas and I, we talk about that all the time. Then everything's done, and they're looking at it, going like, "Yeah, okay, what's next?"
What's next?
Right.
You open, and at the end of the day, you got a pile of papers over there in the box.
Exactly.
And then I choice. Sometimes the kids are playing with the box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the tissue paper.
Yes. Lara said she used to want to skydive when she was 23. She bungee jumped and it was awesome. Now that she's older, she's lost all her crazy compulsive ways. well, mostly she said that is funny. What are you not telling us, Lara?
it's definitely it was something, but I would definitely do it again. I want a balloon ride. I want a parasail.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm good.
I do have another question. Have you guys learned anything during this time of the pandemic? What has it taught you?
It taught us what hard workers we really are. Because
go ahead, girl.
because we actually, I mean, we always knew, like he said, it was a survival thing. It's like having, because when we lived in New York, we always lived paycheck to paycheck. Even though we had a business, people would see us. We always had a car, so they thought we were wealthy, if you want to say that. And we weren't. We were living from week to week, paycheck to paycheck.
Well, when we did live good, it was always something thrown in the game. like with the daycare, like with work, like with anything. Anytime you start getting ahead, they find a way to snap.
Yeah.
I mean, during this time, it's just like now, with the sales, when they got slow in the beginning, we just decided, had already a few months before, we were doing DoorDash. And then I started doing Instacart. He was doing DoorDash, and now we both do DoorDash. And he does still,
No, we don't do DoorDash.
I mean, not DoorDash, I'm sorry, Instacart. Now he does Instacart in the morning, and sometimes he'll do DoorDash at night.
Nice.
So we're still bringing in income. Poshmark is doing much better for me. Depop, I just made a sale on Depop. That's been picking up. Macari's been picking up. So I just feel like we're on a positive flow now. And Poshmark, I'm getting ready to go in a little bit heavier again. And eventually I'll get that YouTube video up, one of these days.
Well, I didn't want to hear it. You already know my deal on that. I just said that on the Zoom chat. C's probably, I don't know if C is still here, and some of the people who are just on my Zoom chat. Talk to me when you do it, because you're going to keep saying it. Just do it. That's what I did. I just said to myself, I never even said to anybody I was going to do it. Thomas didn't even know. And I just sat down a year ago and did it. And like, look, here I am today. So just do it. Just do it. The thing is, your audience is ready because they already know who you are. So there's no need to wait. You've already presented yourself as, Posh is my purpose and New England Betty Boop. So they're waiting for you. You're waiting. I don't know, but they're waiting for you. Seriously, it's I already see it. I see people for who they are, even when they don't see themselves. But I'm ready for you. I'm ready to see it.
My thing is kind of the way you felt when you started doing your YouTube, and then you kind of got away from it a little bit because you feel like you didn't know your place there yet. And I almost feel like that because, I mean, there's so many, great content providers, and, I enjoy the personal aspect, the business aspect, but I don't want to be like everybody else. So I just have to feel comfortable with something that is me, and I'm not really sure what that is yet.
Right.
So
just figure it out, because also, even though I wasn't creating content here, I was on Instagram. So IGTV that's like 70 videos in. So when I walked away from YouTube, I was still creating content there. And you have such a platform because your numbers are there. Not that the numbers really matter, but because you're already out there and everyone knows you. And it's amazing. Like, it's one of those things where people were like, oh, everybody knows Leslie. No, everybody knows Lissette too. So it's like, she's always winning. Remember that girl that won? You asked the podcast. You have to ask Brandon John. Who keeps
coming the other day? Is that rigged because you won again?
I say the same thing. I'm like, that's a setup. I don't know what's going on with there.
Well, you have to play. People don't play. And they don't know why they don't win. Like, I used to win. I used to play Lotto numbers, and I used to win. I stopped playing and I stopped winning.
Yeah, I don't. It's like normally when I see things, I'm not interested. So I tell other people, like, go ahead and do it. So I don't do the giveaways unless it's something that I know that I want. That's the only reason why I don't, because I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But
I definitely am going to plug myself because I want to do a 5K giveaway on Instagram, and I'm almost there. I'm at like 48.50, I think.
Wow.
So I'm almost there. And I want 10,000. I want that swipe.
Yeah, but that will you a little while for that. You got to work, but that's when you start creating your content and doing something too. That's what you do, not not intentionally for that, because you already laid the foundation, and then here you go. Hugo said, "True, you can't win if you don't show up." So quick shipment. There you go.
Hey, Tiffany and Hugo.
Yes, so definitely you. And then here you go. This is Bill saying it's a walk in the park. Get your thoughts together and shoot the video. And Bill will tell you, because he wasn't doing this with Tori in the beginning.
I remember that first video.
And now all of a sudden he's in front of the camera, because for a year Tori was doing her thing without Bill. And then there you go. So you know, sometimes it takes a couple, but then sometimes it just takes you just kind of stepping out on faith. So one of the things that Thomas had asked you, what has the pandemic taught you? What has it taught you, Andrew? You're doing Instacart, but like, not even as what has it taught you in terms of your life, but as a society, are you seeing a difference in what's going on in the world now that we're having these challenges? Because you just even said that you've been through like 9/11, you've been through a lot of stuff. So now that is similar to what happened in 9/11.
Well, I just feel like it's another game changer. You know, this is the world's going to be different. You know, I was telling my sister-in-law the other day, I used to go to the federal buildings, whatever, before 9/11. I walk in, no problem. Now you go to the federal building, you got to take your belt off, you got to take your shoes off. They're checking the rivets on your jeans. You know, it's a whole nother ball game. And this is going to change things in a different way. You know, people are not as trusting of other people as they were. You know, like I go when I'm doing Instacart, I walk around and people are looking at me. If I don't have my mask on, they're like freaking out. You know, or they look at me like, oh my God, you know, even if I have my mask on, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just a certain way people look at certain people, you know, it's just the way it is. But at the same time, you know, now people are going to be less trusting of others, you know, as far as, you know, physically, you know, and, you know, people need people, you know, every once in a while, somebody needs a hug, you know.
This is true.
And it's going to be different. People are much more cold. Like I find people here, you know, like what Thomas was saying, you know, the people there, he gravitates to New Yorkers. The people here, they're very cold, you know. But a New York person will come to you and they will talk to you. You know, it's not that serious. They don't take themselves so serious like that, you know. So it's much easier to relate, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because I am like, I think about like what's going to happen because I am a very like physical person. I grew up, we hug, you know, I go in for now you have to rethink that thing that's natural to you.
Right.
You know? So it's going to, it is a relationship changer. Definitely.
Yeah. You know, it's been good so far. You know, it hasn't gotten to the point where people are kind of isolating, you know, certain groups or whatever, but it's if they allow it, it's going to happen. You know, they love to separate, divide, and conquer us. So that's the big part of this. You know, they're dividing us once again. You know, with something more than money, more than race, more than anything else. Mm-hmm. They're dividing us now with the fear of this pandemic. You know.
But actually, back to that same question with the Instacart and everything, I feel like totally different. I feel like more of a connection to people because I'm able to help people get groceries. So I'm meeting so many people, even though they say no contact or whatever, they'll meet me at the door and just, put it on but they're very appreciative of what I'm doing for them. They leave me nice notes. They leave me, with this whole thing. So there's always good and bad in everything.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I definitely feel more compassion and I think we need more compassion, but I feel more compassion. I feel more patience with people because of this. And, I see the good in people and the good in everything. And I think that we're going to come out better and stronger.
Yeah.
And even though things are going to be different, I feel like some of this had to happen to kind of, everybody was working too hard. Nobody was appreciating their family. Everybody was in and out. And, we were able to have our kids and everybody in one place and so many people in one place for a length of time. Like we got to connect again. And, even though it was under these circumstances and unfortunately so many people lost their lives and got so sick and things like that, but it really slowed things down a little bit. And all these companies taking advantage of, of us, charging us all this money for all these things. And, it kind of took a step back. Now they have to give back. Now they have to say, okay, you don't have to pay for a month or 2 months or 3 months, or whatever,
Yeah.
Well, my experience has been a little bit different because I'm the one that's been going out shopping. Plus, I have a clean out business, so I clean out garages and sheds and stuff like that. I've been out every day. Well, maybe 2 days I could think of that I actually stayed in the house for 24 hours. So I didn't really feel the effects of being housebound and all that kind of stuff because I'm always out. But I was never in a situation where I felt threatened. I didn't really have to get too close to people. I like, all right, put it in your garage and I'll grab it out.
Right.
But I did notice because I am out there, sometimes I forget to put my mask on. I'm walking toward the store and I'll see people look at me. I got to go back and get my mask.
Right.
So there's going to be a change, but I have not felt the effects like people, that are housebound talk about, I'm depressed. I got to get out and get a haircut. I got to go get a drink. I got to get my hair and nails done. I haven't felt that.
You're too busy making money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it is.
I'm going to the
Unless
landfill.
we can give you a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm going to the landfill. I'm cutting grass for people. I'm doing all kinds of things. And I'm always outside.
Yeah, but I feel the same way. Like I can be in the house anyway, because I'm like, once I pay bills, this is where I'm paying bills to be. That's how I feel about that, because I can always. I'm growing a business, so thankfully, because I have the opportunity to be home, I don't have anywhere else I need to be. Like, I literally was in the house for a month. I had gotten sick for a little bit. My doctor was like, we don't know what's going on, but I was in for a while, and then I was literally in for a month, and then my daughter started working, so I dropped her off, and I'd be like, okay, I'm getting a little fresh air. But it was new to me because Thomas was going out, and it was all brand new. Like, I didn't know what it was with the mask and the 6 feet I go into the store. But then the plexiglass, I'm from Philly, baby. So the plexiglass was already something. Bodegas, y'all, New York and Jersey, bodegas, it was a corner store to me. China.
Yeah.
That's thick of glass, right? That's not that to keep a sneeze back. That's to keep a bullet back. So, for real. So I'm used to that. It's not a big deal anyway. But so my question that I want to know, you were saying earlier, Lissette, that you're building your business, your Poshmark, you're really starting to go hard at it. Looking at your Poshmark closet now and everything that you're trying to accomplish, where do you see yourself in the next year with your business?
In the next year, I would say I'd probably be at 1,000 listings.
What happened to your volume? I'm sorry.
Hello?
Move up something. All of a sudden, your volume like went low or something. It was weird.
We're at I want to be at 1,000 listings, active listings. I think across all the boards, because I'm getting ready to do the cross listing thing. Benzula is perfectly one of them. And just really focus on Poshmark for current and see how it goes.
Nice. What are you selling on Depop?
Mostly t-shirts. And I actually have to put some more stuff up there because I was selling vests like in the winter and I think I sold some sneakers and stuff. But mostly t-shirts, kind of light stuff because I'm still new with the shipping outside. I'm so used to Poshmark as everybody is. So I used Pirate Ship for the first time and I liked it. So I think I'm gonna start using Pirate Ship more. So maybe I'll list jeans and streetwear what it is. So I'm gonna try the jeans and stuff over there.
I went and I took everything off because I sold everything. I sold vintage and all kinds of stuff on Depop, and I just started just listing my hand painted stuff on there. So that's what we have on Depop now, and then I'm going to be getting some
beautiful. Yeah.
So I just it was already a platform. I had stopped for a while because their shipping had gotten a little challenging. We changed it now. So Andrew, how much more active are you going to be with reselling, or are you going to focus more on like the Instacart and the delivery, or are you going to revamp or up your reselling?
I want to get more involved with Poshmark, but it's very difficult being, selling men's clothing. It's not the platform. It's not the same platform as it is for women.
Yeah.
You guys interact. You know the brands. You're doing these what do you call it, unboxings and what do you call it?
The mystery boxes.
No, I bought this.
The whole videos.
For the whole videos.
I haven't seen a men's haul video.
There's no whole men's video. I said, so do one.
Well, men do it a little bit differently. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Hugo will tell you when
Thomas is gonna do a whole video.
Yeah, tell him he needs to look at Tiffany and Hugo's. Sell quick, ship quick. You need to look at.
I've seen them.
So you can do your own thing, but Thomas can tell you more about like what he's doing because he was an eBay seller. He's on Macari, and he can tell you some of the things that.
Well, first of all, I had to give up eBay because it just became too complicated for me. I don't put anybody else down that does eBay, but to me it's just too complicated. and I was really selling a lot at one time, but as I guess as the competition grew or something, but it just got to be too complicated. So I started moving everything over to Poshmark, and I'm pretty much concentrating on just selling shoes. There's a huge resale market for shoes, sneakers, and boots, right? As far as clothing is concerned, Levi's jeans, anything like I have a Carhartt shirt, anything Carhartt, any work gear, right? That's what I've been selling on Poshmark. Work related gear, and all kinds of shoes, sneakers, boots, and it's growing. It's doing well.
Yeah.
I find that me trying to sell women's things is like a lost cause. I would love to get into the women's market, but I don't know women's styles like that. What changes from season to season. But for me, shoes have been the thing.
Yeah. So Hugh will say hop onto eBay. Thomas just said so well they do. Everyone, just like he said, everyone's platform is different. So but yeah, I definitely just say kind of play around and see what works for you, because if you sell, and definitely you already know who Bill is. He said Bill is only selling on Poshmark. I think he's selling on some other platforms, right, Bill? But same way he's selling, and he's focusing on a mixture of things. But more
right, he sells both. Yeah, I bought from Bill. I love him.
Yeah,
and I keep hearing about that site called Grailed, and I haven't tried, which is supposed to be just for men.
Yeah, so Grailed is the site just for men's clothes.
They sell a lot of high-end stuff on Grailed.
Yeah, so you can, but then you probably would fit in because your prices probably won't be as high, so you probably would make more sales.
Well, they're more brand oriented.
Yeah. Okay.
Poshmark, like I saw shoes on there for like $1,200.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing they do.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then definitely, what have you been? Have you been doing more stuff on Mercari too? Have you been working Mercari?
No, I haven't even dealt with Mercari. But
Mercari
I heard
was on fire for me in the last 2 months. Last year, I started on Mercari 2018, but I sold one thing. Last year, I sold 9 things on Mercari. In the last 2 months, I probably sold about 40 things on Mercari.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah,
it's a mixture of going through the house and finding things, but it's my substitution for eBay. So I'm just going through the house because we're moving in a few months and literally emptying out drawers and all kinds of stuff. And the things that I'm selling is surprising me: electronics and games and toys. And that's what I've been doing. Just really literally pulling drawers out and just taking pictures of stuff and seeing how it sells. And it's just been amazing. Putting some stuff like shoes and bras and things like that, but not major stuff that's heavy that I don't have to get into like the big priority boxes. I've put on my own some stuff, but it's been amazing to me because I was not doing Mercari. I didn't have a love for it. And I just said, let me just try it, and I've been making way more sales on Mercari than Poshmark.
It's much easier than Poshmark. It's much easier because all you have to do is list. You can, it was easier to list. I don't know about now.
So
yeah, the copy feature is great.
Yes. So if you're not familiar with the copy listing feature, I was just telling Thomas about that copy listing feature. You go in and edit all the way down the bottom by your delete listing is your copy listing feature. You copy it, it's going to copy your listing exactly the same. Delete that copy out if you need to fix your description or your title, or if you need to put your price back up. It's been a game changer. I made 10 sales since it became available. The day that it landed, I made a video, and I've been copying and listing every single day at least 5 items. I'm a relister anyway, so I'm always relisting about 30 items a week. So this is a game changer, definitely. So Andrew, I would say just go in and copy and everything in your closet.
I was showing him the other night. He had no interest.
I just
it's the same way, but it's a game changer because it's a lot of people who don't think about like relisting their stuff, but that's stuff that you already have. If it hasn't sold, that's inventory.
I have a ton of stuff. I have new stuff. I have a lot of inventory, but like I said, I leave the space to her. I let her take her pictures. I don't go in there. I don't make no mess. I just
You don't make no mess. That's a big lie.
My daughter's trying to get me to do DoorDash for years. She came to me. She's like, Dad, you should do DoorDash. When we were in Brooklyn, you should do DoorDash. You should do that. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried it, and
he just wants easy money.
When I press the dash, and I look up $12,
Yeah.
Another $12. Another 12. Before the night is over, I'm, $100 something, $200, whatever. It's easy for me. It's
Yeah,
just
you
easy.
know, like Thomas. I mean, they're used to, because they come from their generation. They're used to cash.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with cash in hand without a whole bunch of work. That's why Thomas, I mean, it can be work for him because I don't do it, but his clean out business, he owns it. He can make his own hours and things like that. And it's physical too. And that's another thing that he probably likes. He can get out of the house, right, Andrew? You're not home and behind the computer. You can get out, and that's what Thomas likes. Because he can't even, I consider him retired and home, but he doesn't consider himself a full-time reseller. He wants to be out and going every day, and I'm content being home running my business. So,
well, it's not just that. It's the cash, like you said. It's the cash. Like for example, I have a hot tub removal that's scheduled for tomorrow. That's $400 for about about 2.5 hours work.
Right.
That's hard to say no to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, we're at the hour, and we don't want to hold because we want to jump on. The Poshmark is about to have a live, for anyone who doesn't know it, on YouTube. Tori on, and a couple of our friends. But we want to definitely thank Andrew and Lissette. We're going to have you on again.
Thank you. Yes.
This a couple times. I'd love it. I want to have more couples on, so contact me tomorrow. Stop by. I'm going to have 5 women from the Spanish speaking community who are resellers. That's going to be awesome. So check in. But I just want to thank everyone for joining us. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
so much. It was so much fun. It's so great to see you.
Good night, guys. It was nice meeting you again,
Have a wonderful birthday, darling. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, guys.